guys, this is Imran Rao, your IELTS trainer. This time we are doing the choose the best heading questions for your academic reading skills tests. Alright, so this question, choose the best headings, is kind of a difficult question for some people, but the way I'm going to tell you, it will make it easier for you to understand. Look, the thing is that in this question you have to choose a heading for each of the passage, because we have the passages like A, B, C, D and E, F, G. Alright, so they are going to give you some headings just like they have given you here, a list of phrases. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and each paragraph. So you have to read each paragraph and you have to decide which would be the best heading. Alright, so for this you have to read the paragraph first. Alright, so you go to your paragraph and try to understand, at least if you don't have time, then you must read the introduction and the conclusion of that paragraph. All the time it tells you, it gives you some ideas. So never ever go to the headings first. Always go and have the idea by looking at the paragraph or reading the paragraph, and just form your idea first and then go back to the headings and then try to find your idea and try to match your idea with the given headings. Alright, so this time we are going to read it first. Okay, now paragraph A. While cities and their metropolitan areas have always interacted with and shaped the natural environment, it is only recently that historians have begun to consider this relationship. Alright, during our own time, the tension between natural and urbanized areas has increased as the spread of metropolitan populations and urban land uses has reshaped and destroyed natural landscapes and environments. So what are they basically discussing in this paragraph? In this paragraph they're discussing that they're going to open a new chapter. They're going to open a whole new discussion. They're going to talk about that. They're going to do some research on this topics, because it says it is only recently that historians have begun to consider this relationship between the metropolitan areas and the urban areas and the urbanization and all that. So basically the main idea of this paragraph is that they're going to begin with something which is kind of new. Alright, new idea with a new idea. Alright, so let's have a look what headings. And this time when you're looking at the headings, keep in mind that you have to cross the headings which are not discussing what you just have read. Alright, in this particular paragraph, we're only going to consider those headings which are on our idea, right? What the idea which we understand. Alright, so let's see. The increasing speed of suburban development, no. Then a new area of academic interest, could be. The impact of environmental extremes on city planning, no. The first campaigns of environment, no. Building cities in brick zones, no. The effect of global warming in cities, no. Adopting areas surrounding cities to provide resources, no. Removing unwanted byproducts of city life, no. Providing health information for city dwellers, no. So fortunately we have only one idea which actually matches with our passage, which is a new area of academic interest, and we have to be sure about that, just to make sure we can just recheck it. It is only recently that historians have begun to consider this relationship. So the answer for question number 1, which is paragraph A, it would be 3. Alright, this we have to write not this heading but only this Roman 3. Alright, okay, let's go to paragraph B now. Okay, what B says. First we have to form our own idea. The relationship between the city and the natural environment has actually been circular, with cities having massive effects on the natural environment, while the natural environment in turn has profoundly shaped urban configurations. Urban history is filled with stories about how city dwellers connected with the forces of nature and threatened their lives. Nature not only caused many of the Annoyances of the daily urban life such as bad weather and pests, but also gave rise to natural disasters and catastrophes such as floods, fires and earthquakes. Alright, so what are they talking about? They're talking about natural disasters and things which are affecting them and all that. Okay, so just to make sure, just read the last two lines. At times such protective steps sheltered urbanites against the worst natural furies, but often their own actions, such as building under the shadow of the volcanoes or in earthquake-prone zones, expose them to danger from natural hazards and all that. So we are sure that they are talking about natural hazards, like which are affecting them. So let's find out. So this time we're not going to consider this heading here. All right. Legislation brings temporary improvements? No. The increasing speed of suburban development? No. The impact of environmental extremes on city planning? Environmental extremes, natural disasters could be one. So 4 could be the answer, but let's make sure. A first campaign of environmental changes? No. Building cities in earthquake zones? It could be. Also building cities in earthquake, because earthquake is also a natural disaster. The effect of global warming in cities, adopting areas surrounding cities, removing the unwanted byproducts, providing health information. No. So we have only 2 headings. So we have to make sure that between these 2, which is our answer, number 1 is the impact of environmental extremes on the city planning, and number 2 is building cities in earthquake zones. Only we are going to consider only these 2. All right. So let's see which could fit the best. Let's have a look again. In this paragraph, basically they have discussed different natural disasters, all right, not only the earthquakes. So what it means that they're going to talk, they have talked about the different disasters and different conditions, the environmental extremes basically. So 4 is the best answer. All right, so 4 would be our answer here. We're not going to consider number 6 here, but only 4 is the answer, right? So that's how we do it. Okay, now look at paragraph C. Okay, now paragraph C says city populations require food, water, fuel and construction materials, while urban industries need natural materials for production purposes. In order to fulfill these needs, urbanizing buildings they had to reach far beyond their boundaries. In the 19th century, for instance, the demand of city dwellers for food produced rings of garden farms around cities. In the 20th century, as urban population increased, the demand of food drove the rise of large factory farms. Cities also require fresh water supplies. In order to exist, engineers built water works, dug wells. They're talking about the facilities and everything, and there were rivers to obtain water supplies and all that. So obtaining water. So basically, they are talking about necessities and all that. Okay, so let's have a look. All right, legislation, no. The increasing speed, so no. The impact on it, no. We have already used it. First campaign, no. Building city, no. The effect of law, no. Adopting areas surrounding city to provide resources. All right, this could be the one. Adopting areas surrounding cities to provide resources. They were talking about the resources. They're talking about the facilities and all that. So it could be 1. Removing the unwanted byproducts. No, they are not talking about the byproducts. Providing health information. No. So only number 8 could be our answer. Alright, so 8 is our answer. So guys, that's how we are doing it. First we have to form our own idea by reading this paragraph here, and then we go to the headings and try to cancel those ideas which are not discussed in our paragraph, and consider only those which we think was the idea discussed in that. So that's how we can find the best answer. Okay, so always do it like that. First read the paragraph, form the idea, then go to the headings and try to find that heading which matches with your idea. So this is the easiest way to do that. Okay, thank you guys, thank you very much.